Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Talk About It Thursday with Bree. So today we're going to be talking about being in fear and also staying focused. And this episode is something that, so the idea of this episode came across when I actually visited my family back home in Michigan. I took a little vacation, went to go visit my family. And while I was down there, I had an experience that kind of like set me back in the reality of like where I was before in my life and where I am now. And the contrast of both was such a drastic change that I kind of felt like I was almost afraid in a way I went kind of down like a path of fear. Like, what if my ideas is not worth it? Or like, what if this business that I'm trying to create doesn't make it? What if I'm not good enough for it? What if, all of these things of just fear came like flooding in. And all of us have fears. And basically, I was afraid to fail. And what got me through that fear at that time was I feel like I would regret not going for it rather than failing, because at least I could say I did my best to achieve my goal. I did my best every day to get my message across. I did my best to help as many people as I could. I did my best to speak clearly. I did my best to be the best version of myself. I'm doing my best. And when I'm 75 years old, 100 years old, I can look back and I can say I did my best, and I don't have to think about what if. Let's say I didn't do all these things to get to be where I am today, and I didn't start what I've already started creating, then I would probably be in a job doing something that I didn't like because I needed to rely on the job for money. And I would regret, and I would think, well, what if I tried? And what if it did succeed? And what if I was happy? I don't want to give myself a life where I regret. And so I decided to stay focused on what it is that I do want to continue creating, and the steps, and use the energy in that thought instead of using that fear, using that to create, and using that to create the plan, using that to build myself up, using that to build others, using that energy and all that thought to continue being the best version of myself, to continue doing what I can to create and inspire and to ultimately create my dream life and help others do the same. So I decided to take that action. I decided to take that action to refocus and to erase all doubt. I decided to erase the doubt. If there's something that I feel like I'm not good at, or if there's something that I feel like I'm not worthy of, then I make myself worthy of those things. And that's all a mind game too, by the way, because when I take action, there's more momentum in what it is that I'm doing. It's basically the energy. So I use my energy to create momentum. So the actions that I take, I have to make sure that the energy that is being used to make these actions is going to be directed to what it is that I choose to achieve or choose to accomplish. And that is a lesson that I have to always remind myself of, no matter where I'm at in my journey, because fear is something that I feel like we will be battling with the rest of our lives until we finally conquer it, until we finally have dealt with it so much and conquered it so many times that it becomes a little bit more natural to overcome those things. So give yourself credit. Remember, validation is important. Give yourself the validation. So let's say you were in fear for 3 days last time. Well, this time you're only in fear for 2 days. And eventually that's going to be, you're going to be in fear for just a day. And then you're going to be in fear for, just a few hours. So make sure you're giving yourself, as you're going through these developmental stages, give yourself the credit for what it is that you are doing and for how far you have come. Because that's something that I used to not do things because I was just afraid of failing. And I had stayed in that type of mindset for years. And now when I had this episode, it only lasted maybe one evening. So I was able to trim that down from being years to this mindset to only a few hours. And I had to remember that it's a journey and that we're always evolving. So you are not alone. And I hope this has helped you in some way. If it has, please share the video. If it's going to help somebody that you know, please share the video. Because remember, you are going to be the one to ultimately make the change that you want to see. So please like the Brie Hernandez page. I'll have all of my social media following at the bottom of this video. I'm currently taking on clients. So if you would like to have somebody in your life that can help you along your journey, someone that's been there before and is willing to help share their experiences with you in a personal way to help you get to your ultimate goals, I am here for you. Send me a direct message, send me an email, and I'd be more than happy to help you personally. So thank you for listening, and I will see you next week for Talk About It Thursday with Brie. Peace.